might have seen these headlines. A flock of sheep posed a security threat to the US ballistic missile defense system of Deveselu. This happened in southern Romania, one of the US military strategic sites in Europe. The sheep had been peacefully grazing there long before the base was even built, but problems arose when the sheep rubbed against the fence, triggering the sensors in the security system and thus causing a security alert. This was their quiet way of protesting.
Since then, their shepherd has been in legal fight with the Romanian Defense Ministry for years, trying to stop them from relocating his farm to fix the security issue. But the sheep, they are not interested in moving. They want to stay and graze where they always have.
This all took place around 7 years ago. In the end, the shepherd lost his legal battle, and it is unclear what happened to the sheep. But shortly after, another unusual event occurred. A Russian Navy spy vessel loaded with advanced technology sank in the Black Sea. And what caused this collision? A cargo carrier with 9,000 sheep on board on its way from Romania to Jordan.
You might think these were just random incidents, but maybe the sheep were trying to make a point. A quiet but firm refusal to be merely passive element in a human-centered militarized world.
And if we think in line with Vincent Deprez, who suggests that animals have their own opinions and agency, we could say these sheep weren't just rubbing against fences, but they were asserting their rights and their connection to the land where they had grazed for generations. They were quietly and non-violently protesting their displacement, challenging those trying to force them out. And their collision with a spy vessel in the Black Sea. Perhaps this ship's influence could change the course of politics in the most unexpected ways.
We are coming from Romania, which is predominantly rural with vast farmlands and pastures. However, as military bases continue to expand across the country, these landscapes are gradually disappearing. In southeast Romania, on the Black Sea coast, the existing base at Cogălnicianu will expand to become the largest NATO base in Europe.
After Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, and because of the ongoing war in Ukraine, Eastern Europe witnessed a surge in military activities as NATO troops engaged in defense exercises along the eastern flank. This led to the transformation of rural pastures into firing ranges. From the military perspective, uninhabited areas like pastures or more frequently deserts are often viewed as empty spaces, ideal for test sites or training grounds.
This is the daily life in Cincu, a village that is home to the NATO key combat training ground in Romania. Animals grazing peacefully, their rhythm almost in sync with the military training. A surreal mix of pastoral calm and armored vehicles coexisting side by side. In this same village, a 16th century legend tells of a female character named Ursula. She disguised herself as a man and drove away the invaders, at the time the Ottomans, using nothing but the fearsome costume and the supersonic crack of a whip.
No images of Ursula exist. She lives on in the villagers' imaginations, and her story is passed down through oral tradition. In Rehearsals for Peace, we bring Ursula's legend back to life in today's militarized pastoral landscape, using the powerful sound of whip cracking like a spell.
We can have some fun.
In Transylvania, the ritual of whip cracking is believed to ward off evil spirits and protect communities from danger. It's supersonic and it has this power.
So the film, the long film, but we just selected few sentences. So the film shows a modern-day Ursula confronting today's armored vehicles, harnessing the potential of the local ritual. She hijacks elements from the military choreographic vocabulary, such as tactical hand signals, and intertwines them with the ancient practice of a whip cracking.
Our art explores how the military imagination shapes landscapes, climates, and communities. By looking at these changes through an ecological lens, we highlight the often overlooked impacts of the military, not only war and conflict, but also testing and training, and how they leave a lasting mark on the land. These activities contaminate soil, air, and water, disrupt ecosystem, and generate toxic waste that lingers for decades. But despite this, the ecological impact of these military exercises remains largely unchallenged, often shielded from scrutiny under the guise of national security.
Finally, our argument aligns with that of Elin Wagner and Elisabeth Tam, two Swedish peace activists who, at the onset of the Second World War, advocated for a movement focused on achieving peace with the planet.
And by that, we mean peace cannot be achieved through military and diplomatic actions unless we make peace with the earth.
Thank you.
Thank you.